Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube video channel. Friends, we are discussing about the recommendations of National Education Policy 2020, which has been notified by the Cabinet of Central Government of India, that is on 29th of July 2020. In our earlier programs, we have discussed about the guiding principles and the fundamental principles for establishing this beautiful document, that is National Education Policy 2020. And we have also discussed some of the important recommendations that is relating to school education and pedagogical structure of school education. We have discussed about the 5+3+3+4 system of education, that is the foundational, preparatory, middle and secondary stages of education, that is from you can say age 3 to age 18. That includes the early childhood care education with the formal schooling. And friends, we have also discussed that how the curriculum should be organized, how the curriculum, an active curriculum, a constructive curriculum should be developed by NCERT. That is, you can say, the National Curriculum Framework for School Education by 2020-21. So this has been recommended that in NEP 2020, NCERT will develop the detailed curriculum for school education and also develop the textbooks for the students, and that will be done by 2021. So this is the usual process that after notification of education policy, okay, that is over the time. So then after to implement the policy, so far as different sections, different aspect is concerned. So the sections which is related to school education, that has been given to NCERT, that NCERT will develop the curriculum, at the same time textbook for the students. So friend, connecting to this school education, today we are going to discuss one of the very pertinent issue, one of the very important recommendations, that is curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education at all levels. So try to understand that specifically this section has mentioned in the NEP 2020 that how to check the dropout rates among the students, and how to ensure universal access, means how to provide education for all, okay, at all levels. That means at 4 different levels that we have already discussed, that the foundational stage of 5 years of education, including the early childhood care education, then 3 years of schooling, that is the preparatory stage, then further again 3 years of schooling, that is the middle stage, then further 4 years of secondary education, that starts from class 9 to 12. So in these 4 levels of education, 4 stages of education, how to, you can say, check the dropout rate, curtail the dropout rate, at the same time how to achieve, how to ensure the universal access, means how all are getting educational facilities, educational opportunities. So friends, you might be knowing that in Right to Education Act 2009, this is across the country, this is now the duty, the responsibility of the states to provide free and compulsory education to the children starting from age 6 to 14, that is from class 1 to 8. That means the elementary level. So now we will say that is up to the middle stage, okay, so that is up to class 8. Again the same thing that has been mentioned, though now it is a fundamental right of the children of this country, still then how to ensure universal access. So now also you will find that many children, they are out of school system, okay, so after, you can say, after completion of foundational stage or after completion of preparatory stage, they leave school, okay, so they are engaging themselves in different world of work. So that's why they are ruin, you can say, their childhood days, the experiences that one should get at their childhood days. Okay, so they are going beyond from the system of education. So that's why this is the duty, this is the responsibility of the country, of the state, as education is in the concurrent list. So how to bring them to the mainstream of education, and again how to provide them education. So that's why, friend, this section is particularly addresses the dropout students and how to ensure universal access. So you can say one of the primary goal of schooling system, that is must be to ensure that children are enrolled in and are attending the school. So you see in our school system, what we observe that yes, parents are coming with their children and they are enrolling their children in the school system, and then further it is the responsibility not only the school, rather this is the responsibility of both the stakeholders, school as well as the community, or school as well as the parents, whether the enrolled children are retaining themselves in the school or not, whether they are attending daily classes in the school or not. Okay, at the same time, whether they are getting quality education or not, whether they are progressing or not. So that's why such things have been you can say highlighted in NEP 2020. Further, you can say this has been mentioned that particularly this has been mentioned that the effort of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, okay, so that has been established in this country long before, and you will find that Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan has done wonderful work, okay, so far as for achieving the universal enrollment and to provide quality education to the learner, for establishing the schools, okay, and to provide infrastructure also. This has been mentioned in the NEP 2020, that the wonderful work has been done by SSA at the same time. So now SSA is, it takes the shape of the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. As I have said in my earlier program, that three earlier schemes, that you can say Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, then further Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, RMSA, at the same time teacher education. As teacher education is a part of school education system, it prepares the teacher. So that's why three you can say sections of education at school and teacher education are merged with, and now that is the part of Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. So that's why magnificent, wonderful work has been done by SSA. At the same time, RTE also, Right to Education Act also. You will find that almost all the states have have implemented the recommendations of the Right to Education Act, and now it is the duty of the states that they are providing you can say compulsory education, especially at the elementary stage, to each and every child of the state. Okay, so these things has been highlighted in NEP 2020. Further, this has been mentioned that regarding the gross enrollment ratio. You see, at present in grade 8 to 9, in grade 6 to 8, 6, 7 and 8, you will find that the gross enrollment ratio is 90.9%. Okay, but while the grades of 9 and 10, as well as in 11 and 12, so if you will talk about the secondary system, as per the new nomenclature, as per the new stage of education of NEP 2020, that is from class 9 to 12, you can say the data says that the gross enrollment ratio, GER, is 79.3% at the secondary, that means 9 to grade 9 and 10, and 56.5% that is in class 11 and 12. So now you imagine that the gross enrollment ratio in class 6 to 8, it is 90, more than 90%, or nearly 91%, but significantly this has been decreased at the secondary and senior secondary stage, means up to the students reach at 12th standard, you see the GER, the percentage of GER, it reaches at 56.5%, means around 57%. You see the gap. So that's why this has been realized, this has been highlighted in National Education Policy, that the dropout rate after grade 5 is very high, and especially after grade 8, means after completion of elementary education, you will find that a substantial group of students, they are just going out from the school system. Okay, so they are leaving school education. Okay, what are the causes? So how to again bring them to that group of students to the mainstream of education? Okay, so that has been realized, and basing upon this, certain recommendations has been given. Then again, as per the 75th round household survey done by NSSO, that is, you can say, Department of Statistics of Government of India, in the year 2017 and 18, the number of out of school children in the age group of 6 to 17 years is 3.22 crores. So friends, try to imagine the number. This number is very high. This is a huge number. This number is not in lakhs. This number is in crores. This is 3.22 crores. That is also from the age group of 6 to 17. That means we can say that elementary education, secondary education, it also includes the senior secondary education. Okay, so means the entire school system, you will find that as per the NSSO report 2017-18, now 3.22 crores students are drop out. They are not in the school system. So how to bring them? So this is the effort, that how to bring them, that group of students, to the mainstream of education, and to achieve 100% gross enrollment ratio in preschool to secondary level by 2030. So this is the vision, this is the goal, that how to bring that more than 3 crores of dropout students to the mainstream of education. Okay, so accordingly, you will find that certain provisions has been made, certain recommendations has been given in NEP 2020. First of all, you see, this has been suggested that 2 overall initiatives that will be undertaken to bring children who have dropped out back to school. Okay, so those have dropped out, how to back them to the school? So 2 overall initiatives have been highlighted in the NEP 2020. First is, you can say, to provide effective and sufficient infrastructure so that all students have access to safe and engaging school education at all level, from pre-primary school to grade 12. So first of all, emphasis is given upon the school infrastructure. It means the establishment of the school, at the same time to provide quality infrastructure in the school, so that school should retain the students in the school system. Then further, this has been recommended that providing regular trained teachers at each stage. So to appoint trained teachers at each stage, that means at the elementary, secondary and the senior secondary stage. And now, as per the new you can say structure of education, at you can say foundational, preparatory, middle and secondary stage of education. So to appoint regular trained teachers. Okay, so those are professionally trained as per the eligibility that has been fixed by the NCTE, National Council for Teacher Education. Further, the recommendations is given just like establishing additional quality schools, hostels, specially for the girls children, so that all children have the opportunity to attend a quality school and learn at the appropriate level. So this has also been recommended, that additional quality schools should be established with the hostel, so that girl students, they can stay in the hostel and they can continue their studies. So this is also another recommendation. Then further, in the first overall initiative, this has also been mentioned that alternative and innovative education centers will be put in place in cooperation with the civil society. So friends, you see, this is very important recommendations. We have recently observed, we have realized that during this lockdown period, you must have observed, you must have realized that lakhs of laborers, thousands of laborers from different places, they moved from one place to other place. Okay, from Gujarat to you will find Gujarat to Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat to Bihar, Gujarat to Odisha, Gujarat to Chhattisgarh, and from Mumbai to different states, at the same time from Delhi to different you can say peripheral state of Delhi to Uttar Pradesh, Delhi to Bihar. So this has been observed across the country. Okay, you will also find that migrant laborers, they have migrated, they have moved from Tamil Nadu to other state, from Kerala to other state, from Andhra Pradesh to other state, okay, from Karnataka to other state. We have observed it. So that's why one very you can say solid or pertinent recommendations is given that how to establish the alternative and innovative education centers, especially with the cooperation of the civil society, to ensure that children of migrant laborers and other children who are dropping out of school due to various circumstances. So that what I have mentioned, that is just one circumstance. Accordingly, many other circumstances are also there. Okay, and how to brought back into mainstream education. So this has been realized that when the migrant laborers they have migrated from one place to other place, you will find that their entire family has disturbed. Okay, means where the where the laborers were working in small scale industries and other farms, you can say. So they were staying with their family and with their children. Okay, so their children were also engaging themselves in education. They were going to any nearby school, but because of you can say these issues, because of this moving from one place to other place, you will find that the education of that group of children, especially the education of migrant children, that got disturbed. Then again, how to bring them to the mainstream of education, again how to bring them to the system of education. This is also another very important recommendation that has been highlighted in National Education Policy 2020. Then further, another important aspect, initiatives that has been included in NEP 2020, that is to achieve universal participation in school by careful tracking students as well as their learning levels, in order to ensure that they are enrolled in and attending school, and further they have suitable opportunities to catch up and re-enter school in case they have fallen behind or dropped out. So try to understand, only you can say bringing them to the school system is not enough, those have dropped out. So how to bring them and again engage in teaching learning process, again engage them in the school system. This is definitely the first priority. And the second priority is to achieve universal participation, means who are again coming to the school campus, coming to the education system, how to retain that group of learners, that group of students in the school system. Okay, so we have to ensure the school system, at the same time you can say the entire stakeholders of education, they should ensure that the group of learners those have dropped out, so when they are bringing to this system of education, so how to retain that group of students. So for retaining them, their attendance should be ensured. At the same time, opportunities should be provided to that group of learners, that whether they are able to coping with this system of education or not, whether they are coping with other students or not. So that's why their academic standard and quality learning or quality educational input should be given to them, so that during the period of their dropout, during the period of out of school system, they might have forget many things, they might have faced difficulty to cope them in the school system. So for them, certain you can say new facilities, certain additional cares should be taken, so that they can properly cope with the situation and engage in teaching learning in the learning system. Then further, this has been recommended that counselors or well-trained social workers connected to schools or school complexes and teachers will continuously work with students and their parents. So here also this has been recommended that the well-trained social workers, the counselors, because problems are innumerable, problems are many. So that's why you will find that the difficulties of the students from individual to individual, it differs. So that's why how to address, you can say, the need, the interest, at the same time the educational needs of the individual children. So that's why there may be the requirement, there may be the engagement of the counselors in the school system, well trained social workers in the school system. Those can find out that who are the children still there out of out of school system, and how to bring them back, at the same time how to provide them quality education. Further, the another aspect that has been recommended, that is ensuring quality will be the key in retention of students, so that particularly the girls and the students from other socio-economically disadvantaged group, okay, do not lose interest in attending school. So you will find that many causes are there for the dropout. Socio-economic background is one of the cause of dropout. Education of the parents is also another cause of dropout. But another cause of dropout, which is very much related with the school system, that is the level of learning. You can say the achieving the minimum level of learning. Many a time this has been realized that the children, they have dropped out from the system because they are facing difficulty to cope with the other children, to cope with the curriculum, to cope with the school system, to cope with the educational standard that has been kept, that has been you can say mentioned in the curriculum, that what should be the minimum level of learning of mathematics so far as a particular standard of school education is concerned. What should be the minimum level or minimum competency level of languages? It may be English, it may be any Indian languages, it may be Hindi, it may be regional languages. So what should be the minimum level of learning? Okay, so this has also been realized that in the national achievement survey done by NCERT, you will find that a huge number of students across the country, they are lacking the minimum level of learning. They are lacking the language skills, computation skills, that is related to the mathematical skills and other skills also, okay, which is required at a particular stage of schools. It may be class 6th, it may be class 7th, it may be class 5th. So that's why this is also another cause that that brings dropout of the children. So when the children feel that they are not understanding, you can say, the educational discourses, the curriculum interactions that has been done in the schools, particularly relating to the subject, so they develop certain complexities, they develop certain inferiority complex among them about the standard of you can say the educational standard at particular level. So that's why, because of this inferiority complex, because of non attending of that level of learning, so they quit from the system, so they engage in other worldly activities, okay, so they take dropout from the system. So that's why, friends, here this has also realized as one of the, you can say, pertinent cause, and how to ensure quality education and how to engage the learners in the teaching learning process, so that the problem, the difficulties of dropout should be checked. At the same time, all the children, those are coming to the school system, should be retained and they should get quality education, okay. And another thing that has been mentioned in the NEP 2020, that is deploying teachers with knowledge of the local language to the areas with high dropout rates. So after a survey, the areas which is having high dropout rates, so there the teachers, the knowledgeable teachers, will be engaged to deal them, to teach them, who are very much prone about the practices of the local languages, local dialects, local language, regional languages. So that's why, friend, these are certain, you can say, important recommendations that how to address the children of migrant laborers. At the same time, how to curtailing the dropout you can say issues of this country, dropout of the children, and how to bring them back to the mainstream of education, to the school system, and again how to retain them in the school system by providing quality infrastructure and quality education. So this is expected that in the coming days certain fruitful action will be taken, so that the apprehensions that has been made in National Education Policy 2020 will be realized, and a great work will be done specially for the children of economically weaker sections, minorities, at the same time migrant children, and socially deprived group children. So friends, in our next program we'll discuss about some of the other aspect of addressing the issues of dropout children. Thank you.